General rules of succession in the case of the property of a Hindu female under Hindu Succession Act 1956 is dealt under sections 15 and 16. Section 15 of the Act propounds a definite and uniform scheme of succession. So section 15 provides a definite and uniform scheme of succession to the property of the female Hindu who dies intestate. So a female Hindu who dies intestate, her property will be how her property is to be distributed is set out under section 15 of the Hindu Succession Act. Section 16 provides the order of the succession and the manner of the distribution. What is the order of the succession? Who comes first? What is the mode of or the manner of distribution of the property, or what is the value of the share? These are all dealt under section 15 and 16 of the Hindu Succession Act. So the very word says that intestate succession. So the section 15 provides for the intestate succession. Intestate means a female dies without making a will. If any person dies without making a will, then this intestate succession will come into operation. That is, a female also has a right that she can dispose of her property by making a will. Through the will, the female can dispose of her property to anyone to whom she likes. Suppose if she did not do so, she dies without making the will, then this section 15 and 16 will come into the operation. So one important point, what is required in order to apply section 15 and 16 is the female Hindu dies without making a will. That is, here what is required is, one important condition is the property must be absolutely under her control during her lifetime. The property must be under her control absolutely during her lifetime. Only then section 15 is applicable. So section 15 and 16, only two sections which deals with this subject. Let us start with the section 15. Section 15 consists of two subsections, subsection 1 and subsection 2. This subsection 1 provides general provisions of succession, general provisions. What the subsection 1 says? The property of a female Hindu dying intestate shall devolve. How it devolve? According to the rules set out in section 16, which means section 16 has provided certain set of rules. What is the order of succession, what is the manner of distribution of the property, etc. Certain set of rules have been given under section 16. So that according to the rules that are laid down under section 16, the property shall be distributed to the heirs, that a list that is given under subsection 1. So this subsection 1 provides a list. There are total 5 entries. There are total 5 entries. The first entry, or you can also call it as the first class, the first entry includes son, daughter, children of a predeceased son, children of a predeceased daughter, and husband. These are the heirs included in the first entry. Second entry, heirs of the husband, heirs of the husband. The third entry, father and mother of the female Hindu, intestate, father and mother. And fourth entry includes heirs of the father, heirs of the father. And the last entry, fifth entry, includes the heirs of the mother. So these are the 5 entries that is included in subsection 1 of section 15. And when you go to the subsection 2, here again there are 2 clauses, A and B. Clause A says, suppose if the female has inherited the property either from the father or mother. She has inherited property either from the father or mother, and there are no children. In the absence of the children, the property shall not devolve according to subsection 1. Just now we have seen the list. Shall not devolve according to subsection 1 of section 15, but the property shall goes to the heirs of the father. Similarly, clause B says, if the woman has inherited the property either from the husband or father-in-law, not mother-in-law, husband or father-in-law, and in the absence of the children and grandchildren, the property shall not devolve according to subsection 1 of section 15. The property shall goes to the heirs of the husband. This is the verbatim of section 15. We'll see what is it. First we'll go to the subsection 1 of 15. In the first entry we said that son, daughter, children of predeceased son and children of predeceased daughter and husband. Only these are heirs are included in the first entry. Who are the son and daughter? The son and daughter includes the natural sons or adopted sons. But here the children born to any husband, children born to any husband, whether the former or later, all the children are entitled to take a share from the mother's property. What is this? I will give an illustration. Suppose a woman had married H1, a husband, and a son was born with H1. First husband, she had a son. The husband died. She married H2, the second husband. And with him she had 2 children. So the son born to the former husband, first husband, and the son and daughter born to the second husband, all the 3 heirs are entitled to take a share from the mother's property. Which means, here the relation between the brothers, full blood and uterine blood, will come into operation, not the half blood. What is a full blood? Here H has been, suppose if there are 2 brothers born to the same parents. But here mother is the same, father is the different, whereas in the illustration which I have quoted just now, H1 had a son and H2 had 2 children. 2 husbands are there, children born to the husband. So the son of H1 and son and daughter of H2, they are related to the uterine blood. Uterine blood. That is, the mother is the same, father differs. So here the relation between the brothers are applicable only to the full blood and uterine blood. Illegitimate children are also entitled to take the share. That is, children whether born before or after the marriage. Whether the children is born before or after the marriage, they are entitled to take a share from their mother's property. So whether any children born to any husband or children born whether before or after the marriage, all are entitled to take a share from the mother's property. But not the stepchildren. But not the stepchildren. Because the stepchildren are those born with the husband with some other woman. So stepchildren are not included here. Only the uterine blood and full blood are entitled to take the property. Now, the word children, you will find the children of predeceased son or the children of a predeceased daughter. So here the children is restricted only to the first degree. That is, son's children, daughter's children are only included in the list. They are only entitled to take the share from their female's property, female intestate. The son's children or daughter's son's children or daughter's children are not included in the first entry. It is restricted only to the first generation. These people, the great, we can say that from the angle of the female interstate, her children and grandchildren are only included. The great grandchildren are not included in the list. They are not entitled to take the property. And this is with respect to the children. So children born to any husband, children born before and after the marriage, or children here restricted only to the grandchildren, and great grandchildren are not included, and these are the persons who are entitled to take a share from the mother's property. So the same entry included, in addition to the children and children of a predeceased son or children of a predeceased daughter, husband is also included. Husband is also included in the first entry. So in order to get the property or the share in the property of his wife, there are certain conditions.